18 most insane sinkholes. Number 18, Berezniki Sinkhole. This sinkhole, located in Berezniki, Soviet Russia, started to appear all the way back in 1986 due to a flooding that occurred in a mine and has become exponentially worse with each year that passes. The hole is measured at being around 656 feet deep, with a width of 131 feet and a length of 262 feet. Scientists expect it to eventually pull in the only railway that leads into the mine. Number 17, South Florida Sinkhole. 11 families had to be evacuated from their homes back in 2010 when a sinkhole that opened up in the adjacent parking lot of their building in South Florida in Tampa. The 10-foot deep and 20-foot wide hole was first noticed during the early hours of 6 a.m. when it managed to swallow a car and continued to do so throughout the day until the car was no longer visible. Thankfully, no one was hurt, but sinkholes are all too common in the Florida area because of the karst that is weakened in the ground, allowing the holes to open up. Number 16, the Qattara Depression. Found in West Cairo, Egypt, the Qattara Depression is the biggest sinkhole to occur naturally in the entire world, measuring in at a staggering 75 miles wide and a length of 50 miles long. Because of its enormous size, scientists have identified that the depression has the potential for hydroelectric energy and are working on a project to harness that potential. The plan for this project would be to make a ditch that allows the Mediterranean's water to fall into the depression and pass through the various hydroelectric penstocks that would create the necessary energy. Number 15, Mount Gambier Sinkholes. Found in between Melbourne and Adelaide in southeast Australia, Mount Gambier is famous for its geographical qualities like its caves, water channels, volcanic rocks, and the well-known Blue Lake. Dubbed as the City of Craters, its craters aren't actually craters, but rather they're naturally occurring sinkholes filled with water that helps create the wondrous scenery. Number 14, Guatemala City, 2007. Back in late February of 2007, citizens of Guatemala City felt and heard the ground beneath them rumble. No one knew exactly what was happening, until finally the floor gave way and suddenly fell 30 stories into the earth. The almost perfectly shaped circle ended up killing 2 people and forced roughly 1,000 people to evacuate. Officials believe that the cause of this sinkhole was because of a corroded sewer system that finally gave way and collapsed. Number 13, Sariñama Sinkholes. These ethereal and puzzling sinkholes can be found in Venezuela, where they formed naturally. Each one of the 4 types of round basins has its own distinct ecosystem that can be found inside and nowhere else on the planet. Researchers aren't actually sure of the origin of these sinkholes. Number 12, the Saskatoon Sinkhole. It was the amalgam of underground pipe problems and the harsh weather that created a 9-foot wide sinkhole that opened up in Idlewild Drive in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan back on March 12, 2012. The pipes could no longer withstand the constant freezing and thawing. The unusually warm winter had caused too much pressure on a 20-centimeter pipe, and as a result, it burst underground. Number 11, the Bimmah Sinkhole. One of nature's most bizarre creations has been reinvented into a thriving tourist attraction. The locals of Bimmah Oman have turned this amazing-looking sinkhole into a swimming park. Found around 6 kilometers from Dibab, the Oman sinkhole possesses such clear blue waters, who wouldn't want to go there for a swim? Number 10, the Toronto Sinkholes. Even Canada's largest city isn't safe from sinkholes, as evident to the 2 sinkholes that popped up in Toronto within the space of a few weeks back in 2011. The first one that appeared on September 8 was 32 feet long and almost 10 feet wide that was caused by a street water main line that burst. And the other one happened on November 4th, measuring 98 feet long and almost 5 feet deep. Luckily, no one was injured when either of these occurred. Number 9, Guatemala City, 2010. This was one of the other giant sinkholes that opened up in Guatemala City in recent years, and it managed to devour a 3-story building back in May of 2010. This sinkhole was measured at a width of 60 feet and was found to be 200 feet deep. Officials believe that the sinkhole could have been formed over the course of weeks, even years. It was, however, noted the stormwater from Tropical Storm Agatha had caused this process to accelerate. Number 8. The Bowling Green Sinkhole. The process of going through with any type of construction in the state of Kentucky can prove to be quite a challenge due to the fact that surrounding landscape is plagued with naturally occurring sinkholes that could choose to spring up at any unpredictable moment. Point in case, when a sinkhole managed to swallow 8 very expensive Corvettes at the National Corvette Museum back in 2014. Number 7. The Devil's Sinkhole. The Devil's Sinkhole, located in Edwards County, Texas, is a wonder made out of limestone and has a 40-foot by 60-foot opening and a complete drop of 400 feet. This vertical sinkhole is well known for being a natural habitat for the Mexican free-tailed bat species, where it is estimated that nearly 3 million bats call this place home. Number 6. Dean's Blue Hole. Found in Long Island, Bahamas, Dean's Blue Hole happens to be the second deepest known saltwater sinkhole that is located under the sea at around 666 feet deep. This spot has proven to be quite popular amongst world champions of freediving, the location where freediver William Trubridge broke a record and dove 302 feet deep. Number 5. The Hardwood Hole. The Hardwood Hole can be found in Abel Tasman National Park in New Zealand. This hole is one of the many important cave systems that are found in Takaka Hill in between the Golden Bay and Tasman Bay. The entrance of the sinkhole is measured at being around 164 feet long, and its total depth is recorded at being a staggering almost 1,200 feet. The long rope descent into the caves is described by adventurers as being quite a marvelous experience. Number 4. The Dead Sea Sinkholes. Many huge sinkholes have been showing up close to Ein Gedi, Israel. This phenomenon is caused by an alarming shortage of water due to a combination of chemical industries, a growth in population, and tourism. There have been an estimated 3,000 open sinkholes that have been reported, and it is believed that there could be just as many waiting to burst. Number 3. The Daisietta, Texas Sinkhole. What began as a tiny 20-foot sinkhole in a local neighborhood in Daisietta, Texas, grew to over 900 feet in length and at a depth of 260 feet. In the course of one day, it had managed to ingest everything in its way. The town of Daisietta happens to sit on top of the Hull Salt Dome that is formed by compacted salt. Geologists believe that the sinkhole is caused by years of harboring saltwater waste from the production of oil. Number 2. The Dragon Hole. The Dragon Hole, also known as the Eye of the South China Sea to local fishermen, is considered to be the deepest underwater sinkhole in the whole world. It can be found in the Paracel Islands just near Discovery Reef. It's measured at being roughly 987.2 feet deep. That's 300 feet deeper than Dean's Hole in the Bahamas. Blue holes are often known to be hundreds of feet deep and give off a distinctive blue color, hence the name. Number 1. The Great Blue Hole. The Great Blue Hole is an extraordinary sinkhole that measures at a depth of 354 feet and is 984 feet in length. Photos of the sinkhole in particular gain a lot of attention because of its insane and beautiful aerial view. Perhaps the most unusual feature that this sinkhole is recognized for are the stalactites that grow within. The Great Blue Hole happens to be a part of the larger Belize Barrier Reef Reserve System that was officially declared a World Heritage Site by UNESCO.